guys, welcome to my channel. Today I think I'm going to talk about having two Etsy stores. I have two Etsy stores right now. One of them I had since about 4 years ago. 2018 is when I started it. And the other one I had since last year, and that's the Prints and Threads one where I sell scrunchies, scrunchy wrist totes and all that, and t-shirts. I basically just started paying attention to that last April. The other Etsy store, my first one, I was selling kitchen items. So today I'm going to show you, I switched that store from kitchen items to selling basically a seasonal item, which I'm going to show you today and how I make them. And so I'm going to also give you some tips on running two Etsy stores because I don't really recommend running two stores unless one of those stores is like seasonal or it's extremely like niche specific. Because running just one store is going to take, it's going to take full time. As far as social media, getting your store out there. So I don't normally recommend it, but I'll give you some tips today if you're looking to start another Etsy store. Anyway, let's get started. I'll show you what I do. found my new favorite font. Now I have to give it a name and put it on my listings. But I think definitely the larger. I tried 2 different sizes. This is the 2-inch, and that's a 2.5-inch, and I think the 2.5-inch will fit perfect on the cuff part. Yeah, I like it. It's cute. And I just have to put it together. And it matches the cow print really well. So I can't wait to put it together. So I actually redid it with the bubblegum pink because in the light it's kind of deceiving. Looks like the rustic pink. This is the first one I did. It looks like this pink matches, but it actually doesn't. It matches this one. So I redid it, but I'm still anxious to put this together. I think it's going to look really good. Okay, and now just gotta figure out the thread color so I can do different colors on the Minky cuff and then attach it to the lining, because each one of these is going to have satin lining. And these are my 4 new designs. I got a whole bunch more that I'm going to be doing this year. I only had, believe it or not, 1 design last year. So I'm working on doing at least 20 this year. So these are 4 more that are going up on my Etsy store and on my website. So if you're thinking about opening up another Etsy store because you want to offer a different product or products, or you're thinking about even going seasonal, then there's a few things you need to keep in mind when you do open a second store. One, you need to use a different email to open up the store. You also need to put in your profiles, like the about, in my case, about Julia. On each store, you need to put in that you own the other store. So in other words, on my Prints and Threads About Julia page, it'll say that I also own Country Stocking Company. And on the Country Stocking Company Etsy store, on the profile, my profile, it also mentions I own Prints and Threads. So you have to be, Etsy loves full disclosure, so you have to put that in there. What else? Yeah, so I don't really recommend opening up a second store unless it is a seasonal one or it's very niche specific. So, because you don't really want to run 2 full-time stores. You just don't have enough hours in the day and you're gonna get burnt out really quick. Back in 2012, I actually had 5 stores, 5 online stores, not on Etsy because Etsy wasn't really a thing back then, but I burnt out so quick. Like, it's so easy in the beginning when you first start a website, but when you start getting orders, it becomes impossible to manage. You can't focus on like what you need to do, like new products or social media or anything like that. There's just not enough hours in the day if you're a one-man operation. So unless you like are going to hire somebody, then maybe it might be workable, but to do 2 Etsy stores, still the same thing. It becomes very hard to do if you're a one-man operation. And if you have both stores that are running, you know, for the full length of the year. But if you have something seasonal, you're just spending basically a couple months on the orders. So you're not burning yourself out too much, but it's still a lot of work. So just, I would try it, you know, just a few products on that new store first, just so you can get a feel and get like a system going. So anyway, that's my tips if you're going to open up a second Etsy store. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, at least seeing the process of how I make my Christmas stockings for my seasonal store, and also those tips. I hope they can help you if you're thinking about opening up a second store with new items. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I guess I'll see you guys next week.